If you're heading into 2026 feeling stuck or directionless, this video is for you. You don't need another New Year resolution you'll quit by January 15th. You need simple habits that create real change. You see, most guys avoid these because they require discipline. And discipline isn't sexy on social media. These habits come from famous psychologist Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, a book that's helped millions of men get their lives together, myself included. So stick with me, and I'll show you 10 habits that will completely transform your life in 2026. We'll break down each habit, why it works, and how to implement it. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. When a lobster wins a fight, its entire posture changes. It rises, spreads out, commands space. Its chemistry literally shifts to reflect victory. But when it loses, it hunches, collapses inwards, it hides. Humans do the same thing, not with shells, but with shoulders. See, you can tell when a man has given up just by how he walks into a room. His eyes avoid contact, his spine folds, his very body whispers defeat. I remember a guy I went to school with. Brilliant mind, but after life hit him a few times, he started moving like the world owed him nothing, and he owed the world more. Shoulders caved in, chin down. People stopped taking him seriously, not because he wasn't intelligent, but because his body told a story his words couldn't fix. You can't fake it. See, posture isn't just posture, it's a declaration. Every morning, before touching your phone, stand in front of a mirror, roll your shoulders back, straighten your spine, lift your chin, breathe, goddammit, breathe deeply, and hold that posture for 60 seconds. Then step into the day like a man who means it. Like you own it. You look more confident. But more importantly, you become more confident. Your posture tells your nervous system, I'm standing my ground. But posture alone isn't enough. You can't face chaos with a weak environment. That's where this second habit begins. Habit 2. Clean your room. Start with your immediate world. There's something quiet but powerful about a clean room. When everything outside feels out of control, inflation, politics, uncertainty, your personal space can become a fortress or a reflection of your own chaos. Years ago, I lived with a roommate whose life was a mess. Late on bills, always tired, always anxious. His room looked exactly like his head felt. Clothes everywhere, plates on the desk, papers stacked like mini skyscrapers. It wasn't just a mess, it was proof that he'd surrendered to the storm. But the day he started cleaning, not all at once, just his desk, something shifted. One act of order started leaking into other areas. His health, his focus, his attitude. Start with one surface, your bed, your desk, your closet. Clean it very well. Don't wait to feel like it, just act. Make it a 10-minute daily routine, a small ritual of taking back control. See, order clears your mind. And more importantly, you're no longer a passive victim in your own life. You've declared war on chaos. This is your rebellion, starting right from your room. But order without truth is a fragile house. And the third habit cuts even deeper. Habit 3. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Lies don't rot overnight. They rot slowly, like damp wood in the foundation of a house. You don't notice the cracks until the entire floor caves in. I once watched a friend build a relationship on little lies. He would lie about money, about his plans, his ambitions. Nothing major at first, but each lie required another to hold it up. By the time the truth surfaced, the trust was too fractured to rebuild. Trust is like glass. Once it's shattered, you can't really put it together again. The tragedy wasn't the collapse. It was how easily it could have been to avoid it if you just told the truth early. To stand on solid ground instead of sinking sand. Start with catching small lies, excuses, exaggerations, performances. Replace them with honest, clear words. Even if they make you feel vulnerable. Question yourself in the moment. And reflect every night. Where did I lie today? Why? Your relationships get cleaner. And your words begin to carry more weight. Gravitas. A man who speaks truth commands respect, even in silence, because his words can be trusted. But truth isn't just about how you treat others. It's also about how you treat yourself. Habit 4. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Imagine your best friend is drowning. You wouldn't walk past him. You'd fight to pull him out. Yet every day, men walk past themselves. Ignoring their health, their dreams, their pain, they think less of themselves than the opinion of others. I've seen guys show up for everyone but themselves, buy gifts for others, but neglect their own soul. That isn't humility, it's abandonment. If you wouldn't let your brother drown, why do you let yourself wither? Identify one area where you've been neglecting yourself. Make a small daily promise, small, consistent, to improve it. Treat that promise as sacred, as if someone you love depended on it. Because if you love yourself, you do. You build self-respect. You stop living like a background character in your own life. But self-respect without strong company is fragile. And so this next habit is make friends with people who want the best for you. If you walk with 3 lazy men, you become the 4th. If you walk with men who burn with vision, they'll set you on fire too. I grew up watching how entire futures were shaped not by talent but by circles, and I've felt this impact myself. One friend fell into drugs and crime, not because he wanted to, but because every night that was the conversation, that was the rhythm, that was the tone, and he danced to it. Another started waking up at 5 a.m. He'd hit the gym, learning skills, because his circle expected more from him. They questioned each other, they challenged each other, and all of a sudden, you were not allowed in the group if you couldn't meet up. The people around you are a mirror and a prophecy. They reveal who you are and predict who you'll be and where you'll be. So you need to audit your inner circle. Distance yourself from those who constantly drain you. Draw closer to men who sharpen and challenge you. Good company elevates your standard. And when your brotherhood is strong, your mission becomes inevitable. That's part of the things we're trying to create here on this YouTube channel, a community of strong brothers. Because when your circle sharpens you, you begin to pursue something worthy of that strength. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Expedience is cheap pleasure. It's fast food for the soul. Easy going in, empty coming out. I remember a man who lived every weekend like it was a holiday. Parties, quick thrills, shortcuts. For a while it looked like freedom. But 5 years later, he was in the same place. No direction, no route, just an endless chase for the next distraction. Meaning is heavier. It demands sacrifice, but it gives something expedience can't. Weight, direction, dignity. You build strength. So my urge to you, write down 3 areas where you chase short-term pleasure. Replace one with a meaningful alternative. Something that builds you, not just entertains you. Schedule meaning into your day like it matters, because it does. You stop living on autopilot. Meaning anchors your soul in the storm. But if you want to pursue meaning, your own house must be in order. That's why this next habit, set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. See, it's easy to point fingers at the world. It's harder to face the man in the mirror. I once met a guy who blamed everyone, the system, his parents, the government, but his own bills were unpaid. His relationships were broken. His habits were weak. How can you lead a nation when you can't lead yourself? A man who puts his house in order stands taller, not because the world is fair, but because he's prepared to face it. List your biggest mess, debts, addictions, broken habits. Pick one. Build a small but consistent plan to address it. Execute weekly. No excuses. Execution is the master. You reclaim personal power, the world loses its grip on you. And once your house is strong, you must aim with precision. And so the next habit is aim at one thing clearly. A man aiming at everything hits nothing. A man aiming at one thing, even imperfectly, moves mountains. I once heard a story of 2 archers. One kept shooting in every direction, hoping to hit something. The other stared at a single target for an hour, then fired 1 arrow, and it landed. One was busy, the other was effective. Most men are busy, few are effective. Define one core mission for 2026. Break it into quarterly milestones. Review your aim every Sunday. You stop drifting. Your life becomes a weapon in the hands of purpose. But aiming well doesn't remove suffering. It prepares you to carry it. You need to accept that life is suffering and carry your cross. A lion isn't surprised by the hunt. A soldier isn't shocked by the war. But most men are shocked by suffering, as if pain isn't a part of life. I've sat with men who fell apart at the first real storm, not because they were weak, but because no one told them suffering was part of the deal. Life will break your plans. It will test your resolve. But if you accept the weight and choose to carry it with strength, suffering becomes the forge, not the grave. Each morning, remind yourself, this will be hard, and I'll rise anyway. Stop waiting for ease, it's not coming. Train for hardship. Treat pain as a gym, not a graveyard. You stop being surprised by difficulty, and you grow into a man others can lean on. It's foolish of you to expect that no pain will come to you, and to expect that you deserve no pain. That is the cost of humanity, that is the human condition. And when you can carry your cross, you still need something else. The ability to find beauty, even in the storm. The next habit is pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. Ergo, find beauty amidst chaos. Life isn't just pain, it's also beauty. But only men who've learned to suffer can see it. I once walked with a friend who had just lost someone he loved. He was quiet, heavy. But when we passed a little cat rubbing itself against the sidewalk, he stopped. I'm not a fan of animals, but he was a fan. He is. He knelt, stroked its head, and for the first time in days, he smiled. It didn't fix his pain, but it reminded him that even in the darkest valley, light still flickers somewhere. That's what this rule is about. Pause daily. Notice small good things. A smile, sunlight, a quiet moment. Notice that all humans are beautiful in their form. Let gratitude interrupt the noise. Don't wait for joy to be perfect, to embrace it. You stay grounded. Joy becomes your rebellion against darkness. See, these 10 habits can transform a man, but they rest on deeper foundational habits that make everything else possible. Click the video on your screen to learn the 7 fundamental habits that will turn these rules into your reality. And if you enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you really like this content so it can show it to more people. And until next time, I'll be here doing the hard thing, aiming up every single day, and trusting God as He helps you do so. Peace, love and light, guys.